Welcome back to another action figure obsession video, and it's me, your old pal Avian and Loaded, and we're looking here at my two worthy caps, both of which are kit bashes. I went back and watched some reviews of some older MCU Captain Americas, because this guy is not quite what I was thinking that he was. I mean, I had forgotten, and now that I see where he came from, and this is the unmasked Steve Rogers head that came with this one, I believe. It has browner hair, whereas it even has a darker browner wash in the brown hair. And this is, I think, the Avengers Endgame sort of Steve Rogers head. Questionable likeness to Chris Evans. I mean, you can kind of see it at some angles. It's all about the angles, if you understood that reference. But not my favorite Chris Evans head sculpt from the MCU Hasbro Marvel Legends. As you can see, unless I do a little trick with perspective, the MCU Captain America. This is the Captain America on the left here from the Captain America 2-pack of Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson that came out about 4 years ago. It did not come with Mjolnir / Mew Mew. It came just with the shield and the unmasked Steve Rogers head, I believe. And then the Sam Wilson cap came with a slightly updated MCU Captain America shield and unmasked Anthony Mackie head. So it was a pretty even split of accessories between that 2-pack, which I picked up on a toy hunt in Plattsburgh, New York, very near the Canadian border. I'm going to say maybe 3.5 years ago. I think it was on clearance when I picked it up, so it probably had been out for a little while. A couple of friends of mine from work and I decided to take a road trip, and we went way up north and hit a couple of vintage toy stores, and I picked this one up, the 2-pack that this came in at the GameStop in Plattsburgh, New York. And now I recall, so here's the deal. I have referred to him as Worthy Cap or Power and Glory Cap. While the Power and Glory Cap, as it was called, at least in the internal marketing, was a Walmart exclusive figure that was released to coincide with the release of Avengers Endgame. They didn't want to spoil the fact that Captain America is able to wield Mjolnir in the final decisive battle. So this Mjolnir, well, the Mjolnir that came packed with the Power and Glory cap, which this is not. This is a repaint of that same body of Captain America. I think even the same head, just with different paint deco. But the Power and Glory cap that was a Walmart exclusive, which I told the story of finding 2 of them at a Walmart in Ticonderoga, New York, which is a little south of where I found this guy, the 2-pack Captain America that had the Sam Wilson Captain America and the Steve Rogers Captain America, that was sort of a capstone on the whole Infinity Saga and the Avengers Endgame experience. But this figure was a repaint of the Worthy Captain America, or the Power and Glory Captain America, which we all then started calling Worthy Cap, because when you opened up the package and removed the shield, you could see hidden behind the shield was the hammer of Thor. And in my new lighting, you may even be able to read what's engraved on the hammer. Can you read that? Let me see if I can get it just right. Whosoever holds this, holds this, does it say hammer? It doesn't look like it says hammer. I don't know. Shall blah, 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 power of Thor. Okay. I have my reading glasses on. That may or may not have been making it worse rather than better in trying to read that. But there it is. Sorry, Steve. Buddy. There we go. But I just wanted to clear up that this is the only MCU Steve Rogers Captain America I think I still have in my collection. I think that I still have a John Walker Captain America somewhere, There's 4 or 5 figures, and it was a couple Fortnite figures and 2 or 3 MCU movie figures that I wasn't that excited about, and I wanted to put them away somewhere. I never sold them. I never got rid of them. But I'll be damned if I could tell you where they are. Oh, I've been looking and looking and looking. I know they're in this house somewhere. I think they're in the toy room somewhere. I have a couple spots that I haven't checked yet. Folks, there's a lot of stuff in this room. There's a lot of stuff in my brain. And it's becoming more and more inaccessible the longer that I continue to do whatever it is the hell I'm doing. But I did want to point out, if you see this guy on the left here in my Captain America lineup here on the new and improved and slightly better lit work table. Well, this part probably isn't better lit, but because we're now down to 2 plus the lamp over there. But you know, looking out on a semi-sunny day out there in the North Country. Anyway, this guy, this MCU Captain America, the only, I think, Chris Evans, Steve Rogers Captain America that I have in my collection anymore. I believe, well, I know now because there's a few details on the costume that confirm it, that this is from the Captain America 2-pack that had 2 Captain Americas in it, Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson. It was kind of to commemorate the handoff at the Avengers Endgame of the role of Captain America, the mantle of Captain America, from Steve Rogers, who was very old at that point, to Sam Wilson, making Anthony Mackie the MCU's latest Captain America. And there it is. Anyway, yeah, I know I've referred to this as Worthy Cap. I mean, it's a sort of a kit bashed Worthy Cap. It's my kit bashed Worthy Cap, but I hadn't thought of it as a kit bash because I got so many damn figures that, you know, I forget or I get an idea in my head and then I can't get rid of it. I was thinking, on some level, unconsciously or consciously, I was thinking that this was the Worthy Cap. But then I saw a review that showed Worthy Cap's shield was all dirty. It didn't have any actual sculpted damage, but they put some dirt on it because it was from the battle at the end of the Endgame. And this shield is nice and clean. The blue is a lighter blue than the Power and Glory Walmart exclusive Captain America. This is definitely the 2-pack Captain America with the addition that I made of Mjolnir. And now I know that he can be reunited with this head. In fact, are you curious about what that might look like if he had his unmasked head on there? Because I can make that happen. So perhaps you've heard of unintended consequences. You may recall that I had that Steve Rogers, Chris Evans head that you see there on one of these comic book Commander Rogers bodies. That is a larger figure with a larger peg. Look at his big peg right in your face. There it is. So I was keeping the Chris Evans head on the Commander Rogers comic body, the Chris Evans MCU, and as a result, yeah, his peg hole has been significantly expanded. I don't know, which is fine. I mean, if I leave it off of this, eventually the plastic will revert back to its natural size and shape. That's fine. I just wanted to see what it looked like on this body. What do you think? Does it look like Chris Evans? Is it good enough? Is it acceptable? What's your hot take? I'm not wild about it. I just I don't think the resemblance is close enough to Chris Evans that I can truly get excited about it, which is why it's close enough that I can get excited about putting it on a Commander Rogers figure, but it's not close enough that I can get excited about putting it on the 2-pack, the Captain America 2-pack Steve Rogers Captain America body. I got to plop that head back on a little more securely, but I'm not going to do that now because it'll just cause chaos. Everything's a little better lit, though, don't you think? Now my Commander Rogers with the Chris Evans head looks like a bit like a giraffe. I'm going to fix it all in post, everybody. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. Everything's going to be fine. I swear I'm going to fix these figures. They're going to go back to how they were. But his legs, no, there goes his head. His legs do not like to stay together on this, which is funny because, I mean, he's short to begin with compared to comic book figures. And as every time his legs kind of spread apart, he gets shorter. You know, if he can keep those legs together, at least he'll have something of a height advantage, especially if I don't pop the head all the way back on the peg. I just think this figure looks better with the masked head. I think it looks more like Chris Evans with the masked head than with that unmasked head. Does that really look like Chris Evans to you? I mean, yeah, maybe a little, but it's not like the platonic ideal of Chris Evans, right? Which is the one that I like? Help me out. Oh, here it is. All right. See if I can do this without knocking everybody over. So this is my Kit Bash comic Commander Rogers that I made. This is the Chris Evans head that I like the most. It's a little blonder, which I think Chris Evans looks pretty blonde in most of the movies. And I feel like from most angles, you know, like, I understood that reference, you know? You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is the Chris Evans head, and that is not quite. And this is, and even this isn't 100% there. This is like, yeah, 75% there. But this is like, well, damn, that expression at that angle, but you can't do that because the head is just sitting on the peg there now. But I don't know. I just really like this Kit Bash right here with the comic Commander Rogers body with this Chris Evans head sculpt right here, and the prototype shield that I made for him. This is actually now one of my favorite Kit Bashes, honestly. I really dig it. Oh man, I dig how this lighting looks now. Good Lord, there's a whole field of brightness that I can yeah, and I was sticking them over in the corner over here and making shadows, and I gotta get everything right here. I gotta, you know, gotta create some marks like they do in stage plays. So here, you know, here's your mark. Here's your mark, Captain, Commander, Steve, Chris. Yeah, this should be the place. And you know, I'm working on it. Like I said, it's a work in progress. But a whole bunch of Caps going on here, thinking about Cap, always thinking about Cap, obsessed with Cap, comic book obsession, hashtag action figure obsession. Come on, get it right. But I did want to set the record straight on this 2-pack Captain America from about 4 years ago that was in the 2-pack with the Sam Wilson Captain America and the Steve Rogers Captain America, and it did not include the hammer, so me giving him a hammer technically makes him a Kit Bash. And the one over there, then in the center there, the comic book Power and Glory worthy Captain America, definitely a Kit Bash. He did not come with that shield. He did not come with that hammer. He did not come with that lightning effect. That is the Secret Wars Captain America that I have zhuzhed up to be my comic book worthy Captain America. And I like him very much too. Not as much as I like my Chris Evans Commander Rogers Kit Bash. It's kind of it's like a hybrid comic / movie figure. I don't know which I guess I would consider it a comic figure. I think it's in my comic Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. display. But then again, so is the Commander Rogers with the head from the 20 years, Marvel Legends 20 years, comic Steve Rogers head that Paul Harding sculpted. I really wonder how many of you are interested in all this minutia. Let me know. I mean, if nothing else, you know, just say in the comments, yes, I find all this minutia fascinating, if that's true. If you don't find it fascinating, you don't have to tell me, because my default is just to assume that you don't. It's kind of an obsession thing. It's just how I am. Been doing this a long time, and there's a lot of stuff in my head, and sometimes I got to kind of set it straight. And I had to figure out, there was something bugging me about this figure, and now I know. The lighter blue, the addition, you see the little, okay, right there in the center of your screen, you see those little silver nubbins just under the red stripe on the left? See that? Those were not on the Walmart exclusive Power and Glory Captain America. And I think it was Shartimus Prime that pointed it out, if I recall correctly, that was one of the updates. And of course the lighter blue, which you can clearly see now with my fabulous new lighting upscale upgrade. But those little silver nubbins, they tell the tale that this is indeed the 2-pack Captain America and not the Power and Glory one that actually came with Mjolnir. Now, where did this Mjolnir come from? I think, if I recall correctly, it was the Walgreens exclusive The Fallen Obsidian Silver Surfer, the very, very dark gray Silver Surfer, because he came with Mjolnir as well, and I didn't care about that when I got that figure, and I'm pretty sure that I knew that my movie Captain America, the last one of my collection, my last movie, Steve Rogers Captain America, needed a Mjolnir, a Mew Mew, and so I'm pretty sure that hammer came from the Walgreens exclusive Silver Surfer. Well, the important thing is Captain America and the Silver Surfer both co-created, or perhaps almost entirely created, from the mind of Jacob Kurtzberg, the former Jacob Kurtzberg, forever known as Jack, the King of Comics Kirby, one of my all-time favorite comic book artists and creators and innovators and entrepreneurs. All hail King Kirby. Hashtag all hail King Kirby. Yeah. I mean, I wear my heart on my sleeve. My interests, my two biggest favorite artists in Marvel Comics are Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko. So there's a lot of Spider-Man, a lot of Captain Americas, a little bit of brought to you by. There we go. All right. Yeah. Well, I think I've set the record straight and then talked for another 13 minutes, longer than I needed to. But you know what? It's all about, spending some time together, right, my friends? Thank you for joining me for this edition of Action Figure Obsession. If somehow you found value in it and enjoyed it, please do leave a like, a thumbs up. If you disliked it, thumbs down. Go ahead, do it. I double dog dare you. Thumb me down. Thumb me down. Anything to say? Leave a comment, please. I'd like to know if you have any questions or comments or clarifications. Am I wrong? Is this not the 2-pack Captain America from the Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson Captain America 2-pack? I'm pretty sure it is. And I'm pretty sure it's the hammer from the Walgreens exclusive Obsidian Silver Surfer, The Fallen, as he's also known, because he has fallen from grace, and yet he somehow is worthy to wield Mjolnir. Explain that to me, will you? Huh? I don't know. I never read it. I just buy the toys now. I rarely have read, the stories. If they were published in the last 20 years, maybe I read some of them, but not many. I don't know what to tell you. I kind of bailed during the whole Jonathan Hickman was writing everything era. And I was enjoying a lot of that, but boy, it was dense. There was a lot of shit going on in those comics. And man, my brain is already full. I don't know what to tell you. If you liked the video, I don't know why, but share it with your friends. Tell them all. Send a mass email. Tell your 50 closest friends, hey, this really important Captain America clarification video is going to change your life. It won't, of course, but let them find that out, right? That'll do it. Action Figure Obsession over and out. I have been your host, Avian and Loaded. Thank you very much for spending 18 minutes and 15 seconds of your day with me, and I will see you on the next one.